Hey, hey, hey. Welcome back to another out of this world story from Mr. Fictionality. Titanic, Jurassic Peril. On board the Titanic during its final voyage, disaster strikes. Dinosaurs accidentally transferred from Jurassic Park to the liner begin to break out of their cages. A mysterious cargo. The year is 1912. The RMS Titanic, a marvel of engineering and a symbol of human ambition, embarked on its maiden voyage, carrying a diverse collection of passengers from all walks of life, each with their dreams and aspirations. Unbeknownst to them, nestled amongst the luxurious cabins and opulent dining halls, lurked a secret cargo, a collection of dinosaurs, a relic of a clandestine experiment gone awry from the remote island of Isla Nublar. The story of how these prehistoric creatures ended up on the Titanic is a tale of corporate espionage, misguided ambition, and a touch of incredible luck or misfortune, depending on one's perspective. In the wake of the Jurassic Park incident, a rival corporation, seeking to exploit the genetic engineering breakthroughs, had managed to acquire several dinosaur eggs and embryos. Their plan was to transport these specimens to a clandestine research facility in Europe, hoping to surpass the success of Jurassic Park and capitalize on the potential of these resurrected beasts. The Titanic was chosen for this clandestine operation, its luxurious interior offering the perfect cover for such a sensitive cargo. The transfer was shrouded in secrecy, conducted under the cover of darkness in the port of Southampton. A specially designed, reinforced container, capable of withstanding the rigors of sea travel and equipped with a sophisticated climate control system, was loaded onto the cargo deck. The dinosaurs, tranquilized and contained within individual compartments, were a high-risk, high-reward proposition for the company. Their presence remained a secret, known only to a select few, including the captain and a handful of the crew. However, the universe had other plans. A series of unforeseen events, a chain reaction of human error and technical malfunction, led to the dinosaurs' predicament. A subtle tremor caused by a nearby volcanic eruption, unheard of in the area, triggered a cascade of failures within the climate control system, slowly disrupting the delicate equilibrium inside the container. The dinosaurs, sensitive to the changes, stirred from their slumber, their primal instincts kicking in. Whispers of unease. The initial signs were subtle, almost imperceptible. An unusual humming emanated from the cargo hold, a low, rhythmic vibration that seeped through the ship's hull, creating a faint tremor beneath the feet of the unaware passengers. Some noticed the slight rocking, the ship seeming to sway more than it should for a calm sea. Others dismissed it as the natural movement of a large vessel, attributing the sounds to the ship's machinery. However, a few passengers more perceptive or simply more sensitive to the subtle changes found themselves increasingly troubled. Among them was Dr. Eleanor Vance, a young zoologist traveling to America on a research fellowship. A keen observer, she noted the subtle shifts in the ship's movements, the unusual vibrations, and the strange, guttural sounds that seemed to emanate from the depths of the ship. Her instincts whispered of danger, fueling a growing unease that prickled her skin. Meanwhile, on the other side of the ship, a seasoned flight attendant named Michael Davis noticed a similar anomaly. While attending to a passenger in first class, he felt a slight tremor, a momentary quiver beneath his feet. A practiced eye for spotting irregularities in the usual pattern of a ship, he found it unsettling. His keen sense of observation was heightened by his experience of flying, where even the slightest change in the environment could indicate a shift in the status quo. The first sign of something truly amiss came when a crew member, tasked with delivering supplies to the cargo hold, reported a peculiar incident. He had heard a loud, bone-chilling roar, followed by a series of heavy thuds and unsettling screeches, the likes of which he had never heard before. He refused to return to the cargo hold, shaken and fearful of what he had encountered. A monster encounter. The events on the Titanic took an unexpected turn during a lavish party held on the ship's grand deck. The evening was filled with music, laughter, and the clinking of glasses, a picture of elegance and carefree luxury. Passengers, dressed in their finest attire, danced and mingled, oblivious to the growing threat lurking beneath the surface. Dr. Vance, unable to shake off the growing unease, excused herself from the festivities and wandered to the edge of the deck, her eyes scanning the horizon. She was captivated by the vastness of the ocean and the star-strewn sky, a stark contrast to the artificial lights and lively music behind her. Just as she was about to return inside, a colossal shadow fell upon the deck, cutting through the festive atmosphere like a scythe. A roar, louder and more menacing than any sound she had heard before, tore through the air, sending a wave of panic through the gathered guests. A Tyrannosaurus Rex, a majestic and terrifying predator, emerged from the shadows, its massive form casting a terrifying silhouette against the moonlit sky. The sheer size and power of the creature sent shivers down the spines of those unfortunate enough to witness its arrival. The party descended into chaos. Laughter was replaced by screams of terror as people scrambled for safety, abandoning their drinks and their social graces. The music abruptly stopped, the joyous atmosphere morphing into a scene of pure pandemonium. The delicate china, the carefully arranged tables, and the elegant decor were trampled underfoot in the frantic rush to escape the monstrous predator. Michael, alerted by the commotion, arrived on deck to face a horrifying scene. He saw the dinosaur, its teeth bared in a ferocious snarl, its massive tail swinging wildly, sending nearby guests scattering like frightened pigeons. He recognized immediately that this wasn't a mere animal. It was a creature from a different time, a terrifying relic of a forgotten era. Ship sinking. The panic was only amplified when, mere moments after the dinosaur's appearance, the Titanic struck an iceberg. The impact, though not immediately catastrophic, sent a tremor through the ship, cracking the hull and causing a gushing influx of seawater. This impact caused a chain reaction within the dinosaur's containment area. The complex system malfunctioned, leaving the massive doors that kept the predators separated from the rest of the ship to swing open. The cold water that poured into the hull damaged the sophisticated climate control systems that were keeping the dinosaurs in a state of mild sedation. This triggered the further release of several different species of dinosaurs, who, roused from their induced sleep, became increasingly agitated and aggressive. The situation on board the Titanic spiraled further into chaos. The once orderly ship became a battleground between terrified humans and enraged dinosaurs. The passengers, initially focused on the sinking ship, now faced an even more terrifying enemy. The ship's engineers scrambled to control the flooding, but they were fighting a losing battle. The water pressure was too strong, and the damage was more significant than initially estimated. Dr. Vance and Michael, realizing the severity of the situation, understood that they had to act quickly. They were no longer just dealing with a sinking ship. They were facing an unprecedented disaster, a prehistoric invasion in the heart of the Atlantic. They knew the ship wouldn't last. The iceberg had dealt the fatal blow. They had to find a way to escape and, somehow, bring order to the chaos if they were to survive. An unexpected heroes' union. Dr. Vance, with her knowledge of animal behavior and zoology, and Michael, with his quick thinking and unwavering courage, found themselves bound together by a shared purpose: to survive. They realized they needed a strategy, a plan to manage the situation and potentially find a way to control or even tame the dinosaurs. With the ship sinking and dinosaurs rampaging around, they found a common ground: the urgency of the situation. They decided to work together, bringing their unique expertise to the table. Dr. Vance, armed with her knowledge of dinosaur behavior, focused on understanding their reactions and recognizing their individual characteristics, hoping to find a way to communicate and pacify them. Michael, on the other hand, utilized his resourcefulness and quick wit to find ways to outsmart the dinosaurs and create makeshift solutions to deter them. They started by carefully studying the dinosaurs' behavior in their initial attacks. They tried to understand the creatures, noticing subtle clues like their communication through roars and body language. They sought out areas with limited visibility, utilizing the dimly lit corridors and cabins as sanctuaries from the more aggressive dinosaurs, while slowly learning the behavioral patterns of the remaining creatures. Their first breakthrough came in the form of a discarded box of emergency flares. They realized that the dinosaurs were particularly sensitive to loud, sudden noises and bright lights. Utilizing this knowledge, they started developing a system of warning signals using the flares, hoping to create a deterrent. Hunting in chaos. The first few hours after the dinosaurs escaped their pens were a terrifying struggle for survival. Passengers, armed with whatever they could find, fought back against the monstrous creatures. Handbags were used as makeshift weapons, champagne bottles were flung at the beasts, and even cutlery was wielded in a desperate attempt to defend themselves. However, the passengers were woefully unprepared for such a threat. They were mostly ill-equipped and panicked, making them an easy target for the much stronger and faster dinosaurs. Some chose to hide in the dimly lit corridors and cabins, hoping to slip past the rampaging giants. Others stayed on the deck and tried to fight back, hoping to create a distraction. The ship's crew, valiant but ill-equipped, joined the fight. They used whatever tools they could find on board: fire axes, shovels, and even heavy objects from the engine room to fend off the dinosaurs. Their efforts were largely futile, but their bravery bought precious time for some passengers. However, amidst the chaos and panic, Dr. Vance and Michael began to implement their plan. They used the emergency flares as a diversion, momentarily distracting larger dinosaurs, allowing passengers to escape to safer areas. They discovered a pattern in the dinosaurs' behavior, recognizing their territorial and predatory instincts. They learned to anticipate their movements and redirect them towards areas where they were least likely to encounter large groups of people. On the brink of destruction, as the night went on, the Titanic began to sink rapidly. The water poured into the lower decks, and the once grand ship started listing dangerously to its side. The dinosaurs' rampage intensified, fueled by the growing sense of panic and the encroaching water. They gained control of parts of the ship, creating a scene of utter devastation amongst the human survivors. Dr. Vance and Michael found themselves in a desperate race against time. They realized they needed to find a way to control the dinosaurs before the ship completely went under or they'd be trapped in the depths of the ocean with them. The remaining humans huddled together in the higher decks, hoping to escape the encroaching water and the aggressive predators. The situation was dire. The ship was beginning to break apart, and the dinosaurs were becoming more agitated. Some of the smaller creatures, like velociraptors, took advantage of the chaos and started hunting. The situation had become a desperate struggle for survival, where the dangers came both from the sea and the hungry dinosaurs. Rescue mystery. As the chaos raged, a group of survivors stumbled upon a hidden cabin deep within the Titanic's bowels. It was a secret, a place that held the key to the dinosaurs' origins and a potential solution to their problem. Within the cabin, they discovered a collection of sophisticated equipment, including a set of customized tranquilizer guns and a comprehensive database of information on the dinosaurs. The database revealed the true extent of the experiment, the reasons behind the dinosaurs' presence, and most importantly, the unique ways to handle them. It was revealed that the corporations involved in the project had developed a method to control the dinosaurs, using a combination of sound frequencies and chemical stimulants. The equipment in the cabin was specifically designed to generate these frequencies and administer the appropriate stimulants to control the dinosaurs. The survivors were stunned by the discovery, but they seized the opportunity with both hands. Using the information and tools found in the cabin, they started to develop a plan to control the remaining dinosaurs and steer them towards a limited area where they could be contained until they were rescued. Final battle. The Titanic's final moments arrived amidst a symphony of chaos and groaning metal. As the ship began to break apart, a large pack of hungry dinosaurs, including a powerful Allosaurus, emerged from the darkness, ready to feast on the remaining survivors. The dinosaurs, enraged by the vibrations and noise of the sinking ship, launched a ferocious attack on the remaining survivors huddled on the few still intact upper decks. Dr. Vance and Michael, leading the group of survivors, used the equipment from the secret cabin to their advantage. They employed the sound frequencies and chemical stimulants as a defense mechanism, momentarily disorienting the charging dinosaurs. However, this was only a temporary solution. The dinosaurs, though confused, were still a formidable threat. The last stand of the survivors took place in and around the ship's remaining lifeboats. They used the flares to create a blinding light and sound show, distracting the dinosaurs. They used any remaining tools and weapons as a defense. The battle was bloody and chaotic. People fought with everything they had to survive. The final confrontation was a desperate struggle for survival against the rampaging predators. Michael, armed with a makeshift tranquilizer gun, aimed for the Allosaurus's legs, hoping to immobilize it. Dr. Vance, using the understanding of the dinosaur's behavior, used a combination of sounds and movements to keep the rest of the pack at bay while the remaining humans scrambled to the lifeboats. Escaping the wreckage, the Titanic was finally succumbing to its fate, the once magnificent ship slowly submerging into the icy depths. The survivors, battered and bruised, battled their way to the lifeboats. The dinosaurs, attracted by the remaining sounds and struggling humans, attacked the lifeboats in increasing numbers. The escape sequence was a scene of sheer chaos, with survivors desperately trying to launch the lifeboats while dodging dinosaurs and battling their way through the flooded decks. As they fought to get into the lifeboats, they experienced a terrifying surprise. A few of the dinosaurs, specifically the smaller ones, had adapted to the water. They were swimming with surprising agility, chasing the lifeboats and attempting to pull humans into the water. It was a scene of utter pandemonium. Humans gasping for air, struggling to row away from the wreckage, and fighting for their lives against impossible odds. The surviving passengers were finally able to launch the few remaining lifeboats. As they rowed away from the sinking Titanic, they looked back at the chaos of the final moments. The ship, their hopes, and the incredible story of the dinosaurs that terrorized them, all going down beneath the waves. The survivors finally reached Carpathia, their bodies exhausted, their minds scarred by the traumatic experience. They faced the daunting task of returning to a world unaware of the catastrophe they had endured. They were changed forever by the experience, having faced nature's fury and the chilling reality of humanity's intrusion into the realm of the long extinct. They had survived the impossible, the sinking of the Titanic, and the unexpected invasion of dinosaurs, a truly unforgettable disaster, a tale that would be forever etched in the annals of history, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit amidst the chaos of nature's wrath. Epilogue. The events of the Titanic's final voyage were kept a closely guarded secret for many years. The corporations involved in the dinosaur project, fearing exposure and repercussions, went to great lengths to cover up their role in the disaster. It would be years before the truth about the dinosaur incident would slowly emerge, recounted in hushed tones and cryptic reports. The survivors, however, were never the same. They carried the trauma of that night with them, haunted by the towering shadows of dinosaurs, the chilling roar, and the sinking ship that had witnessed such a horrific event. They carried their stories, a dark and secret symphony of panic, bravery, and survival, a reminder of the fragile balance between humanity and nature. The dinosaurs' presence on the ill-fated voyage became a legend, a grim reminder of the unexpected catastrophes that can unfold in the vast, unpredictable expanse of the world. Join us today on Mr. Fictionality. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification button so you don't miss our next video. See you soon.